Hi viewers, in this section we are going to be taking another topic entirely. But before I mention the topic, my name is Ayamide Oladoyin, and as you all know, I am a writer, I am poet, and a social media manager, and I'm your teacher for this section. So let's go to the topic in proper. We have seven types of conflict in a story. So we are dealing with the different specifically seven types of conflicts that can be included in your story. Literature would be so boring without conflict. The stories will be boring if there is no conflict in it. So conflict is just the center, it's the all in all of your story. There is no conflict, there is no story because conflict is the challenge or opposition that your character faces during the course of the story. So if your character, your character, yes, is not facing a particular challenge, then there is no need to what for the story entirely. So now let's go to types of main conflict. Before then, let me give you a practical example of conflict. If you have been following me uh, for a long time now, I have explained explicitly, yes, I've explained in details about conflict. An example is two lovers deeply in love with each other, the butterflies in the bellies, and all of a sudden a party begins to cheat, or the party is suffering from uh, a terminal disease, or the one of the party is suffering from memory loss, or had an accident and then led to memory loss and could not remember the lover again. So that kind of scenario is referred to as conflict in a story. So now types of conflicts that we have person against person. Okay, your protagonist, that is your main character, must in this type of conflict must fight against another person or people. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hand to hand combat rather. It can be an it's a personal conflict. So the next type of conflict is person against nature. Okay, your protagonist must fight against elements to survive. An example of this is famine, is flooding, is some natural circumstances that is beyond capacity in which your character has to deal with. So the next type of conflict is person against self. I've mentioned an example earlier. Your character can be fighting against themselves, some sort of addiction, some life threatening illness, and all of that, or some abusive characters in which they are beyond control and they want to overcome it, but it seems impossible. So now let's move to the next type of conflict. We have person against society. This is just fighting against injustice in the society. For example, corruption, rape, and robbery incidents, and all of that. That can be an example of uh, conflict involving person against society. Then the next one is fighting against fate or gods. This usually happens in historical events, historical storylines. An example is the Lord of the Rings. Okay, oh, this person, this character must go through these circumstances because it had been written or because it is their fate. So they are trying to what to fight against it. So that can be an example of person against fate or some gods or some circumstances that are related to gods that is beyond their capacity. Now, another example is the Odyssey. Okay, some Some people are naturally, okay, let me give you a practical example. Some people are naturally born with the gifts of being able to see ghosts. So this individual is born of the faith to be able to communicate the minds of people who died wrongly with their loved ones. Now, that character is in a place of dilemma because they cannot live a normal life. They have to daily interact with ghosts, and the ghosts can be scary. So, as a result of this is your character fighting against the fate of being able to see and communicate with ghosts. So the next one is fighting person against technology. Okay, this may include of replacing technology with human beings or some adverse effects of technology in the society. So your character is fighting against the effects of technology in the society. Then the next one is fighting against unknown or spiritual supernatural. Example is ghosts, example is demons, and even angels. So your character, when your character is fighting against any of this example, it shows that it's a type of conflict that has to do with fighting against the unknown or supernatural. So now I have mentioned different types of conflict. I said person against person, I said person against nature, then I mentioned person against self, fighting against self, then I said person against society, person against faith or gods, person against technology, person against uh, the unknown or supernatural powers, or supernatural rather. So having said this in this class, I hope that you've learned a lot, and please do not forget to follow us on our social media handles on Facebook at I2Right, on Twitter at I2Right, and as well subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button to get notified of other videos that are being uploaded. So till then, bye.